The late Cretaceous period, when the Earth was downtrodden by huge predators, seemed to only favor giant beasts with vast sizes and ruthless tactics. Yet, in deep and quiet southerly valleys, was a peculiar miracle, spending every kill-filled night in an incredibly gentle way. It was a singular small ankylosaur, supposed to rely on heavy armor and tough weapons to smash against the world, but it turned its defense into a soft composition. Tonight, let us gather by gently flickering hearth fire, and with this tale requiring no effort to remember, step together into its true lifetime. That belongs to the lifetime of Steguros, a wanderer in mist who used tail tip to paddle solitude and weave peace in cool streams. Within the icy remnants of fossils, people are amazed by that bizarre structure resembling a special blunt instrument on its tail, guessing what kind of self-defense or lethal weapon it was. But in this quiet deep night, that gentle creature from tens of millions of years ago is strolling unhurriedly by the starlit stream, bearing its unique lean face and calm eyes. It does not rush to display its power in darkness because in this world, sound can also be a most mighty refuge, able to dissolve all panic. At this moment, daylight chases and roars have long sunk into the cracks of the earth with the setting sun, leaving only soft whispers of the wind sweeping through tree-fair leaves in the valley. That Steguros, with calm gaze and restrained posture, is slowly extending its tail tip with the strange blunt instrument towards the endlessly flowing, cool stream. For each paddle, a crisp and rhythmic water sound undulates in the open night sky, like a deep solace being offered to this tired ancient world. In the following period, there are no inescapable tragedies, nor frantic squeezing of fate by time trends, only a long deep night belonging to it and you. You no longer attempt to analyze that complicated survival logic, your tight nerves will slow sink into the deepest depths of soft dreams along with those rhythmic notes. The first fissure pushing Steguros's fate towards extreme solitude and tranquility happened on an evening shrouded by blood-colored setting sun light. At that time, a tragic herd migration was happening over the plain. Groups of large ankylosaurs were taking heavy steps, attempting to cross a canyon before a thunderstorm arrived. Due to its extremely small size, Steguros appeared utterly helpless and insignificant beneath the feet of clumsy and panicked giants, at risk of being stepped into fragments by companions' pitiless heavy steps at a moment. What caused it more pause was that because of its overly bizarre structure resembling a special blunt instrument but not robust tail structure, it was always viewed as a misfit unable to provide sufficient defense in the herd. Within the cold power relations of the dinosaur world, imperfect weapons offered me the price of abandonment, and that evening, it was forced to make its psychological choice. It did not choose to exert all its power to keep up with the pace of those huge beasts because blind running would only exhaust its final physical strength in endless anxiety. It stubbornly stopped its steps, watching the torrent of companions disappear the other side of the deep canyon, kicking up dust, abandoning it alone in the encroaching darkness. Air around began to cool rapidly, and low growls belonging to predators rumbled vaguely the distant horizon. Danger was stealthy spreading from all directions. Had it been a small dinosaur, it would likely have been shivering in fear or rushing blindly in the darkness until falling into a fatal trap. But in those large and deep eyes of Steguros, there was not a bit of uneasiness. It seemed to feel another dignity given to it by fate at this moment. It turned around, dragging that special tail misunderstood by companions, and leisurely walked down the dry riverbed, towards that secret, quiet stream deep within the valley. It gave up the herd's false sense of security, choosing to establish its own solitary order of tranquility in the crack of the black night, even if it meant a lifetime of solitude. Pebbles beneath its feet emitted the warmth of the soil in the night. It walked extremely slowly and steadily, each step like a silent farewell to daylight's harsh rules. It finally smelled the fragrance of water vapor and heard fine flowing water sounds not far away. It knew it had found that spiritual haven of its deep night thoroughly took over the southerly valley, gently covering all killing and unrest with a layer of hazy, ink-blue thin mist. Steguros quietly stood by a clear stream filled with ancient mosses, moonlight like a piece of silvery silk. You reservedly spilled its carapace, with slightly dull green color. Its facial expression appeared extremely clear and refined, and this tumultuous late Cretaceous land, this demeanor had an almost unreal healing quality. It slowly turned its body, extending that tail tip with strange blunt instrument, extremely slowly, extremely carefully, into the shallow stream that was babbling. The moment icy stream water touched fingertips like scales, it slightly closed those large, vicissitude-weathered eyes. Every tight joint of the body thoroughly relaxed at this moment. It began to gently paddle its specialized tail over the water surface at an unbelievable rhythmic frequency, motion slow as if an ancient ritual strolling over the edge of stillness. As the tail tip paddled the cool spring, stream water struck special bony grooves over the blunt instrument, emitting an extremely crisp, hollow, and resonance-filled ding-dong sound. That sound perfectly fused with the stream's babbling, weaving a natural lullaby that could only be heard tens of millions of years ago in the quiet deep night. That was not disorganized noise, but a type of slow-paced rhythm with strong psychological suggestion, each sound jump accompanied by a deep breath of its chest. An ancient dragonfly with faint fluorescence all over its body, soothed by this sound, actually boldly stopped over the bony plate above its tail, antennae swaying gently. Steguros deeply enjoyed this relationship Sio establishing with diverse life forms. In this pure deep night, it was not predator's prey, nor the herd's castaway. It became this stream valley's creator, using its reverse-filled gentle movements to dissolve all tightness caused by time trends and survival pressure from the outside. Listening to this crisp water sound, you seem able to cross the time tunnel of tens of millions of years, touch that icy water surface soaked in moonlight, feel the purest relaxation. Please upload a photo for me to use as a reference.